Today we will be discussing is execute shell script by using if statement. So before going into programming, we'll first go through what is shell, what are the different control structures of shell programming, and then we will then go to the if state. So let me what is shell. So shell is a program that interact with the kernel in an easy way. Kernel here means what? Core part of operating system. Then basically it is used for run commands, programs and shell scripts. It gathers input from end user and executes program based on that input. And it also displays programs output after finishing the execution. So basically shell is responsible for all these different activities. That there are two main shells in Linux. So first one is the Bourne shell and second type is the C shell. And here basically we used dollar as our prompt, and in the C shell we use percentage. Then under this Bourne shell there are many shells, main which are POSIX, Corn shell and Born Again shell. So we will be doing all our programming in this bash because this is the most popular shell and mostly this is widely used. And under C shell there is C shell and the top C, that is TCSH shell, right? So mostly whatever we will be doing, that we will be doing in this bash shell. Let us give the definition of shell script. So shell script is nothing but it is a file that contains shell commands. So today we are going to understand that how to write this command. And the main thing is that you should always remember the extension of this script file is always .sh. So if you forget to give this .sh extension, it won't be treated as a script file. Then as I have explained you, the file will consist of variables, control structures, then how actually it is initiated. So see on the top line, right? This hash sign and exclamation sign is used, and here this is a path where the bash shell resides. So this is known as the shebang line. And this particular hash symbol, this actually is used for giving comments in the shell script. So it is a good practice to write this shebang line on the top of your script, but it's not mandatory because anyhow it won't be executed as it is preceded by the comment. Then another shell path that could be given here is like this sh. So this is a different shell. So mostly we will be using this. So it is optional whether you can write the shebang line or you can skip it. And there are two ways to run this script file. So first is that first you have to check whether a given file is executable or not. And if it is not executable, then we will make it executable by using the chmod command. And then at the prompt, you have to type their // and the script file name. Okay, this is one way to run your script file. Another way is you just write there in front of the $ bash and the script file. And always remember you have to give the extension while running this particular script files. Then next I will go into depth regarding the bash shell programming. So this is entirely a complete programming language. So here obviously you will take the input from the user. You can also give command line arguments. Okay, this command line arguments can be given by $1, $2 like this. And this is our normal taking input from the user. Then there are, as I have explained you, decision controls are there. So if then else pattern is there, case is there. So today we are going to go into depth to understand how if is implemented. Then third is repetition. So here different types of loops are there. Like this is present in every language, isn't it? Whatever we have studied so far. So like that C language or say suppose Java language. So these constructs are there as well. So here only different thing is that the syntax is little bit different. So one by one we will see all the different things. So today we will concentrate on if then else. Now next, prior moving to the structure, first let us understand how the input is given and how the output is displayed. So like in C language, we use printf statement, isn't it, to display anything on the your terminal. So here echo command is used. So whatever we want to display, just write there echo command, okay, and whatever string that you want to display, that you will write it in the double quotes. So echo command is used to display the output. Then shell comments, how to give comments in shell script. So as I have already shown you on the earlier side, hash symbol is used, right? So wherever it is put, it will be considered as a comment. So here are some example. So like this is comment because it begins with hash. This is also comment. And if you want to give after writing the statement, that way also you can write the comment. But one thing you should always remember, space matters in this shell programming. So like in the fourth example, if you have written here bar and hash, so shell will consider this as a complete variable, and whatever you write here, it won't be considered as a comment. So there will be error on this particular line. Then next, like in any language, we have to understand how the variables will be declared. So suppose I want to declare an integer variable of value 10. So I will directly give the name of the variable and its value. So the rules that we have already studied in C language or any other programming language, the same rule applies while naming the variable names. And how do we access this variable? So the new thing in shell script is that suppose if you want to display the value of var here, so only new thing is that you have to write their dollar sign in front of the variable. So this is the way the shell script understand that this is will be the variable. So here variables can be user defined or they can be environment variables. So these are also known as the system variables. These are nothing but some keywords already in the shell programs. So mostly we are only concentrating on user defined variables. And here one example is there. Like I have told you, this is the shebang line. So writing this is optional. And then suppose I have created one string variable called as message and I have input there some string. So how will I display it? So just I will write echo and then note here, since I want to declare whatever is written in this variable on the terminal, I will just precede it with the dollar sign. So this is how a simple shell script can be written. After explanation of this theory, we will directly see one demo. Next question is we have displayed on the terminal. So next thing is like how to get input from the user. So for that, we will be using a command called as read. So simply you can just write there read. An example like say suppose I want to put whatever value the user will be inputting into a variable called as a. So I will write here read a. So this a is my variable. So whatever first input the user will put into it, so that will be stored in the variable a. Then next is the read b. So here like a is the variable, so likewise b is also a variable. So to get user input we have to use the read command. Now next, like in any programming language, we have to understand certain operators. So mostly arithmetic operators will be same. So I am not showing you that. I will show you only those things that are different in shell programming. So normally mathematical operators such as plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus are same in this shell script. So what is new in this is that here, say suppose we are habituated to write equals to sign whenever we want to compare. So in shell script, it is written as dash EQ. So how will I form the statement? If a variable equals to b. Normally we write it something like this, a equals to b. So in shell script, so this equals to is replaced by this statement minus eq. So likewise minus ne dash ne, this will be not equals to. GT is used for greater than. GE stands for greater than or equal to. Then LT is there, dash LT, that is less than, and LE is used for when we want to say less than or equals to, like this, right? So this is something new in this shell script. There are some more variations in this. So along with this, there is one, you can also use this less than or greater than symbol, but there is a special condition when you can use them. So like I will show you, see this less than or less than equals to use when you will be using this parenthesis like this. See difference, parenthesis. Here you are seeing square brackets. So this less than equals to greater than or greater than equals to symbol will be used when you will be using this parenthesis. And when you will be using square brackets, at that time you will be using this letters for comparison. So this is new in this shell script. So we have to remember this. Next new thing is the string comparison. So here also, if you want to compare two string, then you can use either equals to or double equals to. In string operations, both this thing means same. Then suppose if not equals to, then this symbol is used, and less than and greater than comparison could be done according to the ASCII alphabetical order. So this is how you can do the comparison. And one more special operator is there in string comparison, that is dash z. So this will return the value null if the string has 0 length. So remember, these operators are used only when both these variables are string. Next are the Boolean operators. So here you can see here exclamation mark is there. So this is used for logical negation. And here dash O is there. This is for logical OR. And dash A is there for logical AND. Here I have shown you some example. As we will go ahead, I will take one example also as well. So these are the Boolean operators in shell script. Then next there are file test operators. So these are a new thing in shell programming. So here you can see different operators are there. So today we are not going to discuss them. So in the future I will be discussing them in depth. Today I am just showing you so that you will know that these are existing in the shell programming. Then next, one special kind of expression that I want to discuss with you, that is a EXPR expression. So suppose you want to calculate some input variables. So there is one expression called as EXPR. So how actually this is to be used? So carefully observe here. So see here, this symbol are there at the starting and end of this expression. So this is nothing but, this is not a quote, okay? This is not a single quote. This is the back tick. So do not think that this is a single quote. So this is a back tick, and where actually it is present, see on your keyboard, just below the escape key button, there is this particular backtick. So if you give here your normal single quote, so this expression will not be evaluated. So here what is going to happen, whatever value is there in the x variable, see x is a variable. Why? Because dollar sign is preceding it. So say suppose if the value of x is 10. So how this expression will be evaluated? It will be evaluated as 10 plus 2 is equals to 12, and that value will be stored in the x variable. So this is way to use this EXPR expression. So this is quite useful in certain cases. Then now we will be discussing the if statement, right? Now in various programming languages, we are already familiar with what is the use of the if statement. So generally, what do we use it for? So say suppose if you want to take certain decision, then you use this if condition. So I will be discussing 3-4 ways in which this if condition is used. So here first is when suppose you have to take a single decision. So how will be the syntax? See here, if, then here, see remember here space will be there, then this square bracket is there, then space will be there. You write here condition, then again space will be here. So if you forget to give here space, your shell script will run into some error. So always remember to give space. Now say suppose after putting this condition, then is our normal then statement, then some code is here, and see remember new thing here is that it ends with fi. It begins with if and it ends with fi. So this is the syntax of if for single decision. Now let us take one example for this. So say suppose I just want to check whether a particular variable is less than 0 or not. So remember here, here and here, and in front of this operator also here and here. Never forget to put there the space. Otherwise there will be errors in your script. Next line then is there, and then say suppose I am just echoing that a is less than 0 and it terminates with fi. So this is one example of this if statement when you have to take single decision. Next we will see double decision. So in this we will use if else structure. Like if something is true, then certain statements will be executed, or else then some other statements are executed. So this is the if else structure and it ends with fi. Now let us take one example for this. So see here again I have repeated the same example. So after echo, then I will write here else, then again another echo statement, and finally it will be terminated with fi. So this is double decision implemented by using if else. Then third is say suppose if you have to write here multiple if condition. So here you will be using if elif. Always remember it's not else if, it is elif, and then finally the else. So let us see how is the syntax for this. So if some condition 1, then some statements elif, then second condition, then statements for second condition, and finally else, then whatever statements you want to be executed, and finally terminated with fi. So this is how the structure of if, elif, else is used. So in this way you can repeat this elif statements multiple times. So let us take one simple example here. So let us again take the same example. So if a is less than 0, then we will write a is less than 0. Second condition, if a is greater than 0, then we will echo a is greater than 0, else a is equals to 0. I think we should not have written this statement. But you have got it, whatever I was trying to tell you. So if, else if, and else, terminated with fi. So this is how you can use multiple if condition. Now let us try to understand the last here, how it can be implemented. So here not only we can use the square brackets, we can also use this double parenthesis. I have already shown you on that slide of comparison, isn't it? Like I have told you that when you can use that greater than symbol and when you have to write their GT or G symbol, isn't it? So if you want to use those operators like this, greater than or whatever, so in that case you have to write this double parenthesis and rest is as it is. So let us see one example. So note here I have written less than 0. Normally, if I had wanted to write LT, then instead of this parenthesis, we may be using this square bracket. So this is one special provision made available in Shell. Now let us try to once again put it in words, the difference between these square brackets and this double parenthesis. So square bracket is mostly the traditional shell test command, and the command whatever is put into it, it executes and it exits code, and if statements acts accordingly. And what about double parenthesis? See, this is supported by Corn shell, and bash also supports this, and this performs our arithmetic operations, and finally after executing an exit code is set and if statement acts accordingly. Means we have to take care when you will write this particular symbols and when you will write this particular symbol. So this is the difference between this square bracket and the double parenthesis. So this is all about the theory that I want to discuss with you. Now I will go to the terminal and I will now show you how to do the programming. So now terminal has started. So let us start with our hello program. So like you can type this shell script in any editor. Last practical we have discussed about VI editor. So I will just write here in VI editor. So say suppose I just want to give the name to this file, hello world. And remember, first you have to give here extension .sh. So if you fail to give this, your shell script file will not be executed. So just press enter. Now see here we are in command mode. So I will just go to my input mode by pressing I, and then I will type my first line, shebang line. So what is there? Just the name of my bash. Then like I have told you, I am just going to display hello world, isn't it? So I will write my echo statement, then hello world. Then press the escape button, colon, wq. Save and exit this VI editor. Now our file is ready. So let me show you two ways how you can run this sh file. So first method is put here dot forward slash then hello world. So this is not going to execute first. Let us see first what error it gives. So it tells me permission denied. Why? So let us check the whether this particular file has executing permission. So how to check that? By using this ls-l option, like we have discussed it in the while studying the ls command, isn't it? So see here, the X permission is not to any member, isn't it? So how I can give this execute permission? I will use chmod command. So chmod plus X then hello world dot sh. So this will grant the executing permission. So let us check whether it has granted it. Yes. So it has granted the executing permission to all the groups. Now let us again run this same command. So this command is dot slash hello world dot sh. So see, now our file has been executed successfully. If you don't want to change the permission, so there is one more way to execute this file. Just instead of dot slash, what you can do, just write here bash hello world dot sh. So this is also one more way to execute the shell script. So if you use this method, you need to have this executing permission. And if you don't want to change the permissions, then simply you can use this second method dash hello world dot sh. So mostly I could be using either this method or this method. So this was just a sample hello world program, so which we normally do in any programming language. Now let us take one simple example of if statement single decision. So let us create it. So let us say I give the name vi if example dot sh. So let us press enter. So this I will be in command mode. So let us go into input mode. So maybe I don't want to write that shebang line, so I will left it. Now say suppose I will just create one simple program that I want to check whether a particular number, say suppose if I take 10. So I will just write a simple if statement to check whether the number is equals to 10, then it should print something, otherwise it should not print anything. This is just a single decision. So here I will write count is equals to 10, then if space bracket space, then what is the variable I want to check? Count. So see, suppose if by mistake I have written something, so I could just use my commands that I have taught you. So count, if count space dash eq space 10 space square bracket, then press enter, then and then just I am going to display something that number is 10 and end it with fi, isn't it? So let us press escape colon wq. See, if I want to run this, then I will simply put here bash if example dot sh. So press enter. So see here, since I have already put the count is equals to 10, so number is 10. So this is how you can run a simple single decision if statement. Now let us take one example for double decision where we will be using if else. So let us create one file, if else example dot sh. So say suppose here again I will take the simple, I'll press here I, then I is equals to 11. Then say suppose here I will use it double brackets. Now remember here, since I am using double bracket, I will use here less than symbol. So here I will write it something like this and say suppose I want that if the number is less than 10, so it should echo number is less than 10, or else I want to echo number is greater than 10, and then end it with fi. So press escape colon wq. So this is just a simple program in which I have what I have done, just put here some number and I am just checking whether it is greater than 10 or less than 10. This is a simple if else structure. So let us save it and come outside and say suppose run it again. So if else example.sh. So as was my desired output, number is greater than 10. Since the input was 11, so my answer is correct. Number is greater than 10. So it indicates else structure is working. Now let us take one example for multiple ifs. So here I will just take one simple example where we will check that whether a number is positive, whether it is negative, or it is equals to 0. So here vi, suppose if I write here, so let us again try to go through this. I'll give it some another name, multiple if example. Now I'll go to input mode and here I will type num is equals to 0, or say suppose I will give here suppose 10. Then I will write here if space square bracket space dollar num, then space dash less than space 0 space square bracket, then echo number is negative. Then what is my second condition? If again space bracket space dollar sign. Okay, by mistake I have written something else. So I'll press escape. I'll put X here. Okay. Then space. So here I will put dollar num space dash greater than 0 space square bracket. Then on next line I will write here then if second condition is satisfied, I want that it should be displayed that number is positive. Then if upper two conditions are not satisfied, then it means that the entered number is 0. So number is 0. Then fi. Now save this file and come outside. Now let us say suppose if I run this, so what will be my output? Number is positive. So what actually it means is that whatever was my input, now say suppose it was Vi. So since here input was 10, my number is positive. So let us say if I change this, so let us change it to 0. So press escape WQ. So let us run this again. So see here my output is now 0. So our if, elif, else structure is working. So these are the example of if statements. Now I will just take one simple example for using the logical AND. So say suppose I will just create one simple program. So let us say ln dot sh. So press here enter. So say suppose, let us say I'm trying to write a code like if you are in between of age 18 and 25, it means that you are in prime age. And otherwise your age is not prime. That is simply that just I want to display. So here I will write age is equals to say suppose 19. This is just some value that I have taken. So I will just demonstrate how to use logical AND. So here if space square bracket space, then here in quotation. So here first variable age, close the quotation. Then here say suppose we have to check whether the person is greater than equals to 18 or less than equals to 25, isn't it? So here I will write greater than equals to 18, then space. Now like I have shown you on the slide, minus a, that is logical AND, then space, double quotation, dollar, age, then here I will put LE, less than equals to, isn't it? Then 25. And then I will just give space and close it with square bracket. So if age is greater than equals to 18 or age is less than equals to 25, so here I will write then. So what do I want to display? Echo that prime age, or else I just want to display not in prime age and then terminate it with fi. Give their escape WQ, save it, come outside. Then here run bash l and dot sh. So see, since the input given was 19, so first condition was satisfied and what was displayed? Prime age. So this is how you can utilize this if single decision, multiple if and the double decision.